Hey folks, Randy here with Dulin Cut Trim. So this is a video I had been debating whether or not I was going to make for a long time, and I've had different things that have occurred that have revived my interest in the topic. But then it's like, I don't like to go negative when it comes to things. I prefer to keep things as positive as possible. I'm a believer in, I guess, the concepts of positive and negative energy. I think the more you focus on positive things, the better off you are. I think the Bible even talks about that. There's a whole scripture, whatsoever things are pure, whatsoever things are just, whatsoever things are good, whatsoever things are blah, 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 good stuff, you know what I mean? Think on these things. It's a biblical concept. It's not just a new agey thing. So I try and keep things as positive as possible, but every once in a while you do have to kind of address negativity. And so that's what I'm going to do today. I don't like Yelp at all. To me, Yelp is basically the mafia of the internet. They are as close to legal organized crime as you can get on the internet, as far as I'm concerned. I'll explain why I feel that way. So, when I first started my business, I went through the process of going on all these different websites, Yelp, Yellow Pages, Google, Bing, Yahoo, whoever else, and putting my business information on there so that I could reach as many customers as possible. I think I've really benefited from doing that. And so I started getting different, leads from different places. And I got a few leads from Yelp, and they, not a whole lot of traction from customers off of there. But I was able to get a couple positive reviews on there. I want to say I haven't looked at my Yelp page in a long time because I get a little disgusted by it. But I want to say I'd gotten 4 or 5 5-star reviews on Yelp. So one day, when you first start your business, if you've put your phone number out there like that, everybody and their mother starts calling you, trying to get you to advertise on their service or buy their product or whatever. And so I got a call from Yelp saying, hey, we'd love for you to have you advertise with us. Here are some of our different advertising plans. And I don't remember exactly what the numbers were, but basically they were offering to have me advertise with them, and the price point was something insane. It was like $400 a month. Guys, like, my advertising budget is like, I think I've spent maybe $500 on advertising total for the life of my business, and I'm 4 years in at this point. So there was just no way that was going to happen, and I was told them that, no, I'm not going to be able to do that, sorry. And they're like, okay, they're very nice about it. So the next day, I happened to go on my Yelp page, and I noticed something. All my reviews are gone. All my positive reviews are gone. There's only one review on there, and it's a negative one from a person who I never even did any work for. I did a quote for them, decided that it was best if we didn't work together, and that was the extent of the relationship, and they left a 1-star review because I guess they don't like being told no. I don't know. So Yelp, I noticed that all my positive reviews were gone, and so I started looking around on my Yelp page, and actually even my phone number is not prominently displayed. There's another company like right underneath my listing, underneath my name, and their phone number is prominently displayed on my Yelp page. And so I'm looking around through it, and I finally find, like 2/3 down the web page, I find in gray font, very difficult to see, it said something like unrecommended reviews. And if you clicked on that link, unrecommended reviews, that took you to all my 5-star reviews. So like a week later, I get another phone call, and it's from my good friends at Yelp. And they're wanting me to advertise with them. And I told them, I said, I'm not going to advertise with you. I already told you that. I got to tell you, I'm a little perturbed that I had all these 5-star reviews on your site. I talked to you, said I wasn't going to advertise with you, and now all those 5-star reviews are hidden. You have to actually go hunting for them if you want to actually see what my customers think of me. And the lady was like, "Oh, yeah, that's a shame. But if you advertise with us, those reviews probably would come back." So basically, Yelp put me in a situation where they were only going to display my negative reviews unless I decided to pay them. Now, if I paid them, they would then show all my positive reviews. But as long as I was a free user on Yelp, they were only going to display my negative reviews. And when I mean only, I don't mean like they only showed the negative review, but my star rating reflected all the reviews total. No. Even though at that point I had 4 or 5 5-star reviews and only 1 1-star review, at the top of the page next to my name, it showed that my company was only 1 out of 5 stars, even though that was absolutely not the case. So I realized then Yelp is pretty much a scam, and the reviews on there are basically lies. When Yelp shows you a company's rating, if the company has a high rating, it's very likely that they actually advertise on Yelp. If they have a low rating, chances are they're a free user on Yelp, and it'd be worth doing some research to see if maybe they actually have good reviews. Yelp has just hidden them. So that's my big problem with Yelp, the company. My issue with customers that find me through Yelp is Yelp customers tend to look at things differently. Yelp, this is my perspective as a business owner. I'm not saying this is 100% correct for everyone that's on that site, but Yelp is almost a social media site, kind of like Facebook or Instagram or something. But instead of posts, people do reviews of restaurants and businesses and things like that. And the methodology they use for reviewing things doesn't seem to make sense. I've seen people say they loved a restaurant, but it's a 2-star restaurant, so they gave it 2 out of 5 stars. Well, you're actually hurting the restaurant that you reviewed, because your words were positive, but you're using a 5-star system and the stars are saying something negative. 2 out of 5 stars is not good by any stretch of the imagination. And so there's that. And then it also seems that Yelp leads tend to have a different set of expectations, which is fine, but it's not the type of expectation that I'm interested in dealing with. In my experience, Yelp customers have been very nitpicky and very quick to give negative reviews. Like I've said, at this point I've got 3 1-star reviews on Yelp, I believe. I had 4, but one of them they deleted it. But at this point, of those 4 negative reviews, 2 of them were from people I never did any work for. 1 was from someone who was upset that I did not do things that were not in the contract, and the other one was the same kind of thing. I followed the contract completely, and she didn't like the result, even though I followed the terms of the contract. So I am very cautious when it comes to accepting leads from Yelp. I know some companies, they have good experiences with Yelp. That's never been me. I've never had anything but difficulty with them, and so that's why I'm very slow to follow up with them, or definitely will never advertise with them. So I don't know, I just wanted to pass that on to you guys. Just be careful when dealing with companies like Yelp. They are trying to suck money out of you in any way they can, and the reviews that people leave on there don't always provide an accurate picture of what's going on. So I wanted to pass that on to you. Hope it's helpful to you. This is Randy with Dulin Cut Trim. Have a good one.